Namaskar. It is my pleasure, really, to talk about this subject with you. Enjoying fasting. I personally enjoy fasting almost as much as I enjoy eating. But then here is a little bit of a different concept regarding what fasting is. I'll be explaining it little by little. But first I want to talk to you about the functions of the digestive system so that we understand what I mean by fasting and why it's so important. Because the digestive system, it has two functions. You pretty much know it. One of them is to absorb nutrients from the food, and the other one is to expel and excrete. Now, this second function, expelling and excreting, is more than what it's not just with regards to the waste product of our food. It also expels our toxins. It expels things which are harmful inside of the body, and it gives the body the opportunity to heal, cleaning. So the challenge here is that when we are continually giving substance to the body to absorb, then it has no time for healing. So the essence of what I mean by fasting is lessening the burden of the digestive system, lessening the work. The more we lessen the work of the digestive system, the more it can concentrate on cleaning and healing. And this system, I call it fasting, you can refer to it as fasting in gradations, or I will call it graduated fasting. Now here I have a note of caution to begin with, and that is that if one rushes into this system without proper preparation or without consulting with an expert, medical practitioner, or one of our experts, then you may have a not good result. If you take the example of the case of a person who has diabetes, type 2, and they're trying to get their blood sugar level to fall, they don't realize that when they'll take the natural approach, the healing will happen so fast that they're not ready for it. The sugar level can fall so quickly when a person will do this kind of treatment that they will get hypoglycemia, too low blood sugar, and they may even move toward going into a coma. So you should please consult with us or consult with some experts before undergoing this kind of a process. Now, normal fasting means no food, no water. It still may be considered fasting if we take water and lemon water, but we start moving into what I'm calling graduated fasting when it becomes more entertaining. More entertaining means still totally cleansing, herbal teas, with also apple cider vinegar drinks and so on. So here it's detoxing at the same speed as just water, but it's a little bit entertaining. Now we'll go a step further, and you do give a little bit of work to your digestive system when you start taking coconut water. Very pleasurable. You can take it as many times as you want during the day, but it's tremendously cleansing. Let's go a little bit more work to the digestive system, but still extremely cleansing, and that is juices. Juices, fruit juices, vegetable juices, and you can also take, if you take that only, say, 3 times a day, then you'll get more of a cleanse. If you take the juice diluted in water, you'll get even more cleanse. On the other hand, if you'll take the juice many times a day, diluted, a little bit less of a cleanse, not diluted, even less of a cleanse. But still, it's cleansing a lot. And if you feel any kind of weakness or uncertainty, at the same time, if you are taking some supplement, which is super easy to digest, like wheatgrass juice or wheatgrass powder or alfalfa or chlorella or spirulina or moringa. So you're getting power And you can do your work, for example. You can go to your work and be taking your juices with you, and no problem. It's so nice. And I'm going to say something very unorthodox now. Nobody should jump on me when I say this, but in my opinion, even if you'll take a nice quality packaged juice from the supermarket, which is said to be 100%, no added sugar, whether it's got a little bit something in it or not is controversial. But the point is that even though it is maybe having some chemical or something in it, your body is going to clean anyway. Because it is so easy to digest. It's much more easy than eating fruit, for example. So I'm not encouraging you to take packaged juices. I'm saying that when you don't have the option of fresh juices, then it is the next best thing on our agenda. Okay, now what's more slow than taking juices is obviously taking fruits. Here, especially the juicy fruits, like papaya, like grapes, like melon, like kiwi, anything which, these fruits, these juicy type fruits, if you'll eat that 3 times a day without taking any snacks in between, so you're going to still cleanse pretty fast. Or if you feel weak from that, then you can take in between those 3 meals of eating whatever quantity of fruits you want, you could take in between some coconut water, or you could take some juice in between. Again, it's going to slow down the cleansing that much more, but it is that much more easy to do and even more enjoyable to do. The slower you move, the more enjoyment you're getting, but it's still cleansing. What is less cleansing than juicy fruit is taking also salad. It means a raw diet, completely raw, and it can be very, very, very nice because you can put with it, no problem, some extra virgin oil, whether it is olive oil or flaxseed oil, and very tasty and good, very good omega fats in it. It's not going to slow down your cleansing to take this oil, but it'll give you a lot of good energy. You can take a little bit of vinegar with it if you want. You can take some spices, of course, a little salt, natural salt only. Don't be taking the table salt, which is only 2 or 3 minerals in it. And you can take sprouts with it, but this does not include nuts. It doesn't include anything except fruits and vegetables, because nuts, they have very strong protein, and they're sufficiently complex that they will occupy your digestive system much more than the other raw foods are there. Okay, slower than that is to introduce steamed food or baked steamed vegetable or baked vegetable, or just for variety. You're going to destroy the vitamins and nutrients in your fruit, but if you want to steam the fruit or bake the fruit, you can include that, because the most important thing here is not how much nutrients you're getting, that you need a lot of nutrients to heal. No, in most cases, we need cleansing to heal. It's more a point of what we're not getting than what we are getting. If a person has a complicated condition, I'm not encouraging you, if you have cancer, to do this cleansing, but with proper supervision, it can be done. But you see, for example, with cancer or tuberculosis, when you're following this kind of a cleansing routine, then you need to get a lot of nutrients also. But for most diseases, the nutrients are not so much important during this phase of cleansing and healing, and after that, then the nutrients become important. Now, what is slower but still cleansing than taking fruits, raw fruits and raw vegetables and steam, not cooked with oil, that's for sure. If you start cooking with oil, it's going to be, that right there becomes toxic. I spoke about that in a previous video. So, what's next on the graduated fasting? Nothing. Yeah, that's as far as it goes. So raw fruits, raw vegetables, and cooked ones, cooked only in this harmless kind of way. So this is the extent of what we call graduated fasting, and that's how far you can go with your enjoyment, your pleasure also. But I'll give you another example of how you need to be careful. I was doing 3 days juice fasting every 2 weeks when I was a young guy, and I was really feeling fantastic, overcoming a lot of different diseases I had, as well as really feeling tremendous energy. And I'd done it many times already, but on one of those 3-day fasts, in the middle of it, I suddenly felt really completely spaced out, as well as some pain, real discomfort, and I was in the city at that time on my bicycle. And I went into one office. I said, "Can I just lie down?" And they said, "Yeah, sure, okay." And I stayed there for a couple hours. Then they said, "Sorry, we have to close." And I got on the bicycle and I rode as fast as I could, shouting all the way because there was a lot of pain in my body. And then I got back to the house where I was staying and immediately took an enema, a 1 liter of water up the anus, and what came out was so black and so smelly, and then I had complete relief. So such toxin was coming out at that point. This system is very effective, but we like to help you with it, and that's why we will be having about a week or a few days more than that. It'll be announced below, or even after this. I'm going to announce about a coaching program that we will make in which you will have no obstacle financially on that, because you can pay whatever you like for this coaching program, but it's a very nice program which will start with a webinar, and then we have a number of experts, and we will break all the persons who want to do coaching into small groups, and then you can consult with them every day for a 5-day fasting routine. And I'll say a little bit more about that right now. Here's the announcement, and I'm really happy to make it. There's going to be a webinar, a live webinar on fasting, which is going to happen on Sunday, the 17th of May, in the morning, Singapore and Philippines time, 10 in the morning, which means it will be Saturday, May 16th, in the night in America, and it'll be Sunday morning in India. And I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to participate in that webinar. I'm going to go into a lot of details about fasting, not only about how to break the fast, also how to determine what level you're going to be doing it on, how to make your fasting as trouble-free as possible, about different diseases and conditions. You can ask some amount of questions, will be there in the webinar, and then through that webinar, we are going to introduce your coaching program. The coaching program is going to happen 2 or 3 days after that. This is even a bigger opportunity. I don't think you can imagine how big of an opportunity the coaching program is. I don't mean to be selling. I don't like to sell, but the thing is, it's really incredible, because we will divide you into small groups, and each group will have an expert coach in charge. You're going to get personal attention. You're going to be able to have your detailed questions answered as you're going through at least a 5-day fast. You'll understand if you're doing any healing symptoms that you'll go through. All of that's going to be answered at that time. You'll get reinforcement. You'll get support. There'll be the group behind you. And this program is, as always, it's just a pay-as-you-like. But normally, that kind of a thing, if others were offering it, would be very expensive. So we will have an application process that's necessary to go through to join the coaching program, which will be presented. The application will be presented during the webinar. But if you want to increase the likelihood that you will be able to join the coaching program, then you should send an email with just your name and where you are to the email address below, which is, anyways, coachfasting@yahoo.com.
And you'll also be very clear about when this and that is going to happen, the webinar, etc. If you will subscribe to Meditation Steps, as well as click the bell icon, then you'll get notifications. You'll know when the webinar is going to be, if you change anything at all. And in addition, of course, you should, as usual, comment below, like below, and beyond that, I want to say, if you have never joined into the Beginner's Meditation course, you should do that, and Namaskar.